ndio tumeita hii mkutano ambao tumekutana hapa. Imewezeshwa na idara ambayo inaitwa Save the Children na kama tume ya kutetea haki za kibinadamu. Kwa mara huwa tuna mpangilio fulani ambao tunahakisia vitu fulani ama hoja fulani ambao inahusu jamii, ili wasaidike ama tuelezane mambo ambayo tunaweza kutatua hizo shida ambao ziko kwa jamii yetu. Vile mnatambua kwamba tume ya kutetea haki za kibinadamu ni tume ambaye inahusiana mambo ya kutetea haki za kibinadamu na kuboresha hizo haki ili wananchi ama wenye wananchi wakuwe na uwezo wa kujua na kusherehekea haki zao. Sasa leo tumekutana hapa ili tuzungumze mambo ya watoto, haki ya watoto, kwa sababu tumesema kwamba kwa mara nyingine tunaangazia kitu fulani ambao iko na umuhimu kwa hiyo jamii hiyo wakati, na leo tukasema tuongee mambo ya watoto, haki zao ni nini, na wale ambao wako na jukumu ambao tunaita duty bearers, na wale ambao wananchi wako na kazi fulani au mpango gani wanaweza fanya ili watoto wetu wakuwe na haki, wapate haki zao na walindwe na sheria zetu, na ni nini ambao inahusu ambao wale ambao wanatunga haki hiyo kama serikali wanaweza fanya. Kwa sababu hapa tumeita DC ama county commissioner, ofisi yake iko represented hapa na kila mtu ako represented hapa.
It is affecting the children and generally the humanity. Unless we wake up from our slumber, I'm telling you, we're in danger. Our children are in danger. You can remember, as recent as 2 weeks ago, what happened in ISF. A child of 10 years old was a boy again, gang raped, not a girl, it was a boy, gang raped by some other 4 boys. Can you imagine that situation? That tells you how the society now is getting out of hand. So ayah is in Surah Al-Ma'idah 62. The meaning, which is, you see many of them racing towards sin, transgression, and consumption of forbidden gain. Evil indeed are their in action. That one is the introduction. The moral fabric of our society is slowly breaking up. Decency, shyness, respect, truthfulness, trust is gradually disappearing. Other immoral disorders, such as zina, homosexuality, lesbianism, use of alcohol, drugs, rape, corruption, is on the rise. Now, this is a study which was done in 2020. Prevalence of gender-based violence offense in Wajir County. You can see it. The study recorded a total of 4,823 GBV cases that occurred in 12 months. Within 12 months, that is from January 2020 to January 2022. And it was covered in 3 sub-counties, Wajir North, Wajir South, and Wajir East. These cases ranged from rape, defilement, child abuse, and physical injuries, and even discrimination of educating the girl child. Now you see it, sexual violence, rape, defilement, and sexual assault was 50% of all the cases. Nearly 2,000 of the cases were sexual violence. Domestic was about 35%, physical violence was about 7%. This is from Police Crime Research Unit. Corruption in 2018, Wajir was 23.2% as compared to the national, which is 3.8% in 2018. Forgery in 2020, Wajir was 5.4%. Nationally, it was 0.4%. Can you imagine that? Defilement. In 2020, Wajir was 16.1%, nationally it was 31.3%. Illicit brews was 20, in 2020, Wajir was 12.5%. Nationally it was 51.6%. Substance abuse in 2020, Wajir was 19.6%. Nationally it was 3.2%. We have even beaten the nation records. That's still basically where we are going. The situation is going out of hand. And this is data that's available in crime research unit. It's not something that I've created. To tell you that basically we're in danger. Our society is in danger. Unless we act as a group, individually, and as a group, I think we are in a serious situation. So our children are in danger. There are very good laws here, which we were reading here. But we are allowing our children to be destroyed without us knowing it, without us seeing it that actually there is a challenge here. So mine is, can we relook at what we have at home, what we have at our hand, and see what can we do as an individual.
It's a learning process.
Yes,
so
it is.
by virtue of having some little knowledge, I believe you've understood that bit. So when we go back home, you know, even if you say you don't want to put Wi-Fi in your house, there's still data bundles.
Sure. Yeah.
But you must make sure as a parent, you take an extra step to make sure before you buy a phone or a gadget for your child, whether it's a laptop or a tablet or a phone, make sure you read through those preamble, get the disclaimer, and activate child mode. Even if it's a smart TV, there are children, there's a place where you activate an adult site and a child site, where you change users. When you're not in the house, you accept children to use, the child user. I believe so.
dadku waxaan filayaa waa culimo sida loo badan yahay waxaa laga hadlaya xuquuqda ilmaha ayaa laga hadlaya sina hadday imaato islaamka horta canugu hadduu 15 gaaro baal waa la dhahaa waa tabargal canugu asaga hadduu wiil yahay hadduu rag yahay hadduu dumar yahayba canuga waa tabargal hadduu zinaysta waxyaalaha dhibka nugu hayo waxaa ka mid ah hadda gabar 15 gaarta waa zinaysanaysaa way uur bay qaadaysaa ilaahay quraanka wuxuu ku leeyahay azaniyatu wazani way zinaysatay gabadha waa zaniyad ninkana waa zani laba bay marka mid noqonayaan in dhagax lagu dilo iyo in la karbaasho labada xukun bay qaadanayaan wax kale galeen ma laha ilaahay walaw quraanku wuxuu ku leeyahay wala ta'khudh bihima ra'fa harisa u galina bihima wa dhamir bihima dhamir musanna wa waxa oo laba ah wuxuu ku dhacayaa gabadhi zinaysatay iyo wiilka zinaystay dibka marka hadda jiro waxa weeyaan sida hadda gabadha ay ka hadlayso dambigii wiilka dusha laga saaray gabadha dambi ma laha middaana mid zina looga baxaya ma aha zinada hadda way faray ka baxday anaga markay islaam haddaan nahay oo ilaahay subxaanahu wa tacaala diinta qaybaha badan uu noo soo dejiyey dowladda sharcigeeda habana haysto laakiin waxaa fiican xeer hoosaad inaan samaysano oo bal diinta islaamka aan meesha soo gelino si faaxa daawo iyo xal lagu helo
hadda ay ka hadlayso waxaa waaye male marka la hadlo rag soma female soma dad waxaa jira ilaahay asuumi oo labada bixin ma qabo way dhacday census-ka hadda soo dhaafayni ayadaas oo ku jirta markaas Wajir waxay ahayd 49 as per that census
meeting with Kenya Human Rights Organization supported by UNICEF on children's rights and the children protection. I think a lot has been discussed and it has been identified that there's a lot of challenges on sexual and gender-based violence and children defilement, and therefore the participants participated properly, and even ulama were there, religious leaders were there. Many has been said, and as a way forward, we have said that the religious leaders, civil society organizations, and government department should come together, ensure that this problem has to be solved, and we also sensitize our community on this issue so that it does not increase instead of decreasing.
Manuel Ngueno. I'm the Assistant County Commissioner for Wajir East Sub-County, Central Division. And today we had a fruitful discussion with the Human Rights Commission, as well as they were funded under Save the Children. And a lot has been discussed. Today we were majorly talking about our child rights and what can be done to improve on children, how they access education, the stigmatization about intersex. We had issues with the internet, and generally security issues that affect children and gender-based violence. We came to a conclusion that we have to work in unison. We have government agencies, we have stakeholders from the NGO department as well as the community itself. And parents should also take responsibility because as we currently are here, schools have closed, children are at home. We find very young guys engaging in child labor, and mostly is unknown. But we as an office with the national government as well as the commission and youth empowerment, we will strive to work together and try to make this issue be known.